Okay, this is an instructional video on how to replace a screen on the XO. It's instructional, so I will be kind of talking through a couple of points, and it might take a little longer than expected. So, first thing you're going to need is a tiny little screwdriver. And make sure you match up the screwdriver with these screws. Otherwise you're going to strip all the screws out. And this is a very little thing. We actually call this a tweaker. So, and that's what I use. But you can find these in the hardware store. Very small kits. So, first thing, of course, the ears. Gotta flip these up. These actually lock down the XO, keep it closed. Now, once you've got it open, you twist it, and on the side, this is where we'll see the screws that we need to take out. Just go ahead and start with whatever screw you see first, but it's these bottom 4. And when you take off the outside screw, that holds on this green piece. I'll show you what those green pieces hold on in a second. Then you've got one in between. Go ahead and take that one out. There are only 4 of these, so however you want to keep track of them. I just got mine sitting off the side or on a magnet. Some people use a little ice tray. That's fine. Remember, each time you take off the outside screw, go ahead and pop off the green piece. Then take off your inside. These are all little black screws, tiny little black screws. Okay. We're going to flip that back around. Now, you'll see the faceplate was being held on by those. That's it. That's the only reason for those 4 screws. Now we have these 4 silver screws, 2 on each side. Just like the bottom, 2 on each side. Just take these out. The screen will stay in place once you've got these taken out, so don't worry about it falling apart. And really, you just need 1 screwdriver for this entire XO, no matter what part you're taking apart. They're all the same. Oh, there are a couple little specialized ones later, but those are well hidden, and you really don't need to get to them. And the screwdriver should still work. Alright, I'm going to get these 4 out. Now, your screen is loose. You just pull up from the bottom, and it'll drop down. That exposes the 2 ribbons. You get this little one over here, which is power, and the big one up here, and that's for your video. It's just like your VGA connector. The little black bar, you just want to kind of flick it up. Don't break those. You just gentle pressure and flick it up. And then your screen is loose. Now you've got your screen out. So let's say we've got a brand new screen. You want to take the XO and flip it towards you so the ears are facing you, and set it down on the table wherever you are. So now you're looking at the XO just like this. You take the screen and you want to put the screen straight down on those silver tabs. So now you can come over the top of it and look at it straight down. And you take that large one, and it should just curl. It's actually quite tricky for a lot of people. You have to do it a lot of times to figure this out. But it just curls in there. And once you get that in there, you gotta make sure to push down on the black tab and secure that in place. Then you're gonna do the same thing with the smaller one. Push that in there, and you can kind of feel it slide in place. And then you push down on the tab, and you'll see both of them are in place. And go ahead and get your screen reseated, and you can leave it lying down or flip it back up, either way. One of the things that may have happened to you while you're doing this is this little button might have fallen off. You may have freaked out earlier and I didn't mention it, but here it is. It just goes right back in. There are two little knobs. It just lines up. No big deal. Just make sure you put that back in. Now, we're just going to put our faceplate there and take our 4 silver screws and just go right back in the order that we were. Just reverse order. It's not a car tire. You don't have to worry about going diagonal or anything else. Just left side, right side. Make sure to tighten them all the way up. You don't want the ribbons to get jostled, and then it moves the ribbon out of place and it looks like the screen is messed up, and then someone's going to have to call someone like me, get it replaced, and there's actually nothing wrong. Okay, now we're going to put the faceplate back in. Just make sure you get those tabs. See all these little tabs at the top? Just put those in and it'll just slide right back up in place. Make sure all the buttons are exposed and that you don't see anything behind it. And then put on your green sides. These little pieces, and they just slide down. Just do that on both sides. You can't put them on wrong. See, there's a power button hole over here. So, and the other side does not have one. They can't go on backwards. Then just go back to the 4 little black screws on the bottom, and go ahead and put those in. You may have to hold the side piece in place. Go to your inside piece. And just flip it back around. 2 screws and you're completely finished with the screen replacement. Or so we all hope. So the next step is the most important step. It's where you turn it back around, show the world, hit the power button. If you have power, and there's your new screen. And hopefully everything is uniform. You don't see any lines, and you don't have half a screen. As long as you've got a full screen, it's completely backlit. You did something right.